Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an Adsense site for sale in the travel niche and on the WordPress platform. The site offers travel and holiday discounts and deals to its user base. The site makes more than $3,000 per month in net profit, and the listing number on this one is 40277. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller Andre with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Andre. I appreciate it.
Hello there. Yeah. Hello.
All right, man. So let's do a quick summary and just kind of run through of the business. It was built in May 2014. The monthly revenues are $3,326 a month. That's a 3-month average. The expenses come out to about $50 a month, and the net profit is $3,276 a month over the last 3 months on average. Page views are around 17,000 to 18,000 per month, and it's mostly built on WordPress, and it makes its money through AdSense. There's actually 2 sites, so we're going to get into that in a bit. And it's not completely on WordPress, so we're going to talk about that as well as we get into the interview as well. Before we get started, though, Andre, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building or running websites and online businesses, and how did you come up with the idea for this site?
Yeah, I'm an engineer, an electronics engineer. Then last 20 years, I was on IT related works. But last 10 years, when I started working on a travel tour operator, international tour operator, I picked up the idea. In those days, there was not much SEO word businesses, but I started using some SEO techniques on the website that I started ranking on some keywords. It was Turkey and the Mediterranean website with Mediterranean tour operator. So I learned SEO from that time. Then I created my own websites, starting from travel guides. One of my travel guides was very successful for 5 years. It's outrank all the bigger tour operators and some big UK travel websites. It made actually much more than this. It's sum up of almost $300,000 on this period of time when it was ranking number 1. From 2012 to 2011, I tried some offline businesses. I got some 1-2 years break on the internet business. Then from 2012 to 2013 to now, I mainly focus on my websites again. Some insurance related, but mostly travel related because of the background I got in this industry, and I've got almost 10 years experience on which keywords to focus, and lots of other knowledge on the industry as well as SEO.
Okay, so you have a lot of experience in the travel industry. You've been doing it for a long time. You've had some sites that earn quite a bit more than this one, but you are looking to sell this one today. So Andrew, tell me a little bit about how this site makes money. I know that this site makes money via AdSense. Do you normally use AdSense on your travel sites, or is this for this site specifically?
I do use AdSense. From 10 years, I do focus on AdSense. I create websites around that idea that profitable keywords works very good with AdSense. So people searching for keywords, they come up the website and they clicking on mostly on the related AdSense advertisements, as well as they come from social media and all other traffic sources, but mostly organic search results. So there is a content on the website that people read about how to get cheaper holidays and some other destination guides. So it works that way. It's focused on the keywords that people searching for buying holidays and cheap holidays.
So you have a lot of keywords targeting destination guides. And by the way, I should mention that this site is it's a UK site. So it is
90% traffic. Yes, 90% traffic.
It is targeting a UK audience in general, and 90% of your traffic is from there for any potential buyers. Tell me a little bit about your reason for selling the site. Why are you selling it instead of just keeping it and growing it out yourself?
Yeah, I've got domains both in this time, like 7-8 years old domains. I've got many other ideas to complete. So it's number one reason that I've got some business debts that I try to create a offline business, travel company. On the recession hits me, and I was not very good a businessman. I was very good on online marketer and SEO, but I had some debts on that. I have to pay off those debts, some of them, and I would create new websites that more exciting. This one still got some new potential to grow, but I believe some other websites have got some other projects that I would go for them and create new websites. So I would like to focus on my new ideas, and it's already successful.
So your plan for the cash when you sell, or your idea with the cash, is to take it and, number one, pay off some business debts. It sounds like you had some offline businesses that had, incurred some debt, and you need to get that paid off, which, by the way, is not surprising, right? Offline businesses generally require a bit more capital, and they can be cost intensive, aside from these, online businesses where, for example, your expenses on this are only $50 a month. But offline businesses can obviously be higher than that, and bad move there can cost you. So you're looking to pay that off, number one. And number two, you're looking to expand a bit in some other niches and industries that you think you can have a bit more experience and success in.
Yes, mostly different in niches. I would like to go for car insurance and some other travel related, but not exactly this subject, different destinations.
That's one of the questions that buyers will have, is they'll want to make sure that you're not going to start competing with them right afterwards with the same type of site. How do they know that you're not going to target the same exact niches and keywords with a new site?
Yeah, travel in UK is a big and great industry, and what I focus on always is very narrow keywords. This website focus on the keywords, that small amount of numbers, like you can say 20 keywords or something like that. I've got some specific destination travel guides that I'm going to start with. Those are nothing to do with this website. For example, some websites about just focusing on the local resorts. It's not to do with this website. And some car insurance and financial websites I'm just starting now. I already started, actually. Just want to finance them.
Tell me a little bit about the site history. So, this site was built in May 2014. Did it start making money within the first couple of months, or did it take 6 months or a year? Like, what was the trajectory of earnings, and did it start off really strong, or did it start weak and gradually build up?
For background, actual website started May, but some blogs, some preparation for the website started beginning of the year from January. It was just a small 1-2 page site before that. It started very fast, actually, because I got some backlinks that from my blogs, not a private blog network, but some active travel blogs that I was using for the SEO purposes almost 7-8 years. From there, he got some rankings starting from, and I use social media, new blog posts, and content marketing. It start making money from first 2 months, so it's go up. On October, it hit some kind of Google algorithm changes. It was not a penalty, but some main keywords just dropped. If you see that 1 to 2 months of very little traffic, it was just Google update. If you remember that those days, October update, I think. There was no penalty, but there was some ranking changes. Then established very good after that. From January picked up and never got any keyword dropping or negative effect. And it's very good.
So you took a hit in October of 2014, not a penalty, but it definitely dropped down in rankings across the board. Mm-hmm. And then you saw that start to come back in January 2015, and it's been up since. Give me one thing that worked really well with the site that you did that seemed to really work well, and then give me one thing that did not work well, that you tried and just didn't work.
Yeah, what worked is social media, using especially Google Plus and some other blogs that I drive traffic and organic rankings to the main website. It does work very well, and there's some Bing and Yahoo rankings that I was targeting. It worked for one and for several keywords. It worked very well, and it's got very high click-through rate. This works on the SEO side, and some didn't work. That the same keywords that I was thinking of Google rankings, some 1-2 keywords that is ranked very well on Yahoo and Bing, but didn't rank that much on the Google. Then that's why I said it's only 30% of its potential, because some keywords is on second and third page waiting on Google, it might come to first page, and the traffic doubles, triples easily, because those are very strong keywords, like people searching for cheap holidays, like very cheap holidays, those kind of keywords.
So what did you do to the site, or what did you work on with the site that you thought would work and just didn't work out very well at all?
Yeah, I think that's the one that all about search engine optimization and organic ranking. Some worked very well, some didn't work. Those keywords that was stronger than I thought, competition was stronger than I thought. And then I stuck on the second, third pages that I was thinking I could rank, and I didn't have much time actually. I had a house move, and I got 2-3 months. I didn't work on the website properly, especially from November to January, on those months.
Okay, so let's talk a little more about traffic and earnings. So give me a breakdown of what percentage is organic, what percentage is referral, what percentage is social, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we can say roughly 85 to 90% is organic search, and like 5% social media, and rest of it is referral. Referrals are from blogs that supporting the main site. That's all. Significant traffic comes from organic search, and that's mostly from Google, and almost 30%, I think, total traffic, 30% of traffic, 40% from Bing and Yahoo, from UK.
So you said that 85 to 90% of the traffic is organic. What percentage of that traffic is from Bing or Yahoo?
Sorry, the figures I didn't go exactly because I'm monitoring them, but 35% of that, yeah, Bing and Yahoo. And in respect to Google usage in UK, 90% people using Google, 10% using Bing and Yahoo. So this website got more traffic than usual. Yeah.
So basically, you've got the traction in Bing and Yahoo. You don't have great traction in Google. And your point is that if you were on the first page instead of second or third, that percentage would be much higher towards Google. And obviously the earnings would reflect that as well. But for whatever reason, you didn't get the traction on Google you'd meant to, but you are getting some traction on Bing and Yahoo, which is kind of making up for it. Tell me a little bit about the earnings. How stable are the earnings? Are they pretty stable month over month, or is it really up and down?
I've got the rankings and the keywords stable almost now 4 or 5 months. And it didn't have, I didn't need to spend much on the time and any money on this SEO, because those are just ranked on the keywords and it's established organic results. But some seasonal differences you have to think of, because in summer months like August and July is very high season for the travel related websites. And some low seasons comes on November and December, which is Christmas shopping time, and people not much looking for cheap holidays and travel related things on the internet. So, but it compensates, because it's January is a very high month that got very high peak on the January. Then it goes normal on February, March, and April, and goes going up from May, June, and July and August is very high.
So that's a great thing to keep in mind, that the site does have some seasonality. July and August are high. It's actually August right now, and we're looking to sell, so I should keep that in mind. November, December are particularly low, and then you're going to see a jump again in January. So those are good things to keep in mind.
January is like sometimes much higher than July and August, because most of the advanced bookings done on January straight away. And people searching that keywords like related to our website, January is higher than July and August.
How much content is currently on the site, and how much needs to be added to the site monthly?
Yeah, as well. I should have put more content on it, because I originally targeted about 300 pages, 300 articles. But at the moment it's around 200 something. So it needs once in a week minimum new blog posts, some refresh content on it, and published on social media websites, so social media pages. So content-wise.
Okay, so you're talking about 200 pages of content right now, and you're saying about 1 piece of content needs to be added per week, and that's what the expenses are for, the $50 a month?
Yeah, that's I don't write content myself. I outsource it. I do SEO work myself, but content is open source. But it is not very expensive on my side. I've got my own contractor writers, freelancers.
Does the content writer come with the sale of the site? Are they willing to continue to write articles, and will you share their information with the new buyer?
Definitely.
Okay, great.
Also, I offer to look after the SEO site to keep site on the same level as I said, $300 a month.
Yeah,
That includes everything that keeps site on the same earning level at least, and it slowly increases.
we're going to talk about that in a bit, so
Yeah.
we'll get into that. So you've got 200 pages of content. You need to add 1 page of content a week. That costs right now about $50 a month, and we're going to talk about what you can offer. Let's talk about opportunities. If you were going to keep this site, what would you do to really grow it out? What would you do to build it out even further?
Yeah, I've got 50 keywords, but I focus on 20. I will put more keywords that to rank, that those are the medium to low competition keywords. I will rank website on those, mostly on holiday reviews keywords. So I would rank those keywords that are still on the second and third page of Google. I would bring them on the first page. It would take about a few months before January heat starts, January high season starts. I would get them ranked, so a website would earn double or triple of current income. That would take some efforts, like 2-3 months of SEO work. That's what I would do. And adding more content and making websites more content rich, I would go like 300-400 pages of content. That's what I would do. I would work this way and increase its earnings. Yeah, that's if I would keep the website.
So your goal with this would be to really expand content. Like that seems to be the play. Would you be willing to hand over the keywords that you've researched, like kind of the low competition keywords, to a new buyer so that they can use those to build out the content?
Yes, definitely. I've got the list. I've got the rankings.
Great.
I've got my targets on them, and they are as well. They're confidential, and of course I researched very well to pick them up. So that's some business secrets as well. But I will pass through to new owner. I don't have any plans to use them, so it would go to the new owner. So it's okay.
Let's talk a little bit about risks with this site and what you consider the risks. If you were looking to potentially purchase this site, where you might see some risky areas, what would you say?
As they say, 50 to 60% of traffic comes from Google. So Google updates are well-known things. Almost half of the websites exist as vulnerable to the Google algorithm changes. That's the one of the risks, that some Google algorithm changes can affect the traffic and earnings. Other risks that I could imagine are no competitors. There is no competitor trouble on this because it's very little competition on the keywords I focus on.
So there's a ton of competition in the travel space in the UK overall, but you're saying that the keywords in particular that you're targeting are, low competition because it's like kind of the low-hanging fruit of the travel industry. So you targeted like the lower search volume but lower competition stuff so that you can get ranked and get some traction there. One of the risks I would say, because I'm looking at this, I'll just put my buyer's hat on for a second, is that you said you've got links from other travel blogs that are legitimate blogs, not like PBNs or whatever. You've got links from those travel blogs that are under your control. How do I know that you're not going to just remove those links, 3 months after the sale or, cause me some kind of problems there? How do I know? That would be a risk, I think, from a buyer's perspective. Yeah. How do I know you're not going to do that?
Yeah, that's the business practice. Removing them doesn't give me any benefit. Some blogs are just created for this website. I could even hand over those blogs to the new owner, but all the blogs, content marketing, is already established rankings on the keywords. I think it's not much affecting all the links anymore. So that's the one, you could think of, but I have no plan to remove them. They don't give me any benefits to use for any other website.
Okay, so the two biggest risks we've identified, obviously, because most of the traffic is organic, algorithm changes and that kind of thing, whether it's on Yahoo, Bing, or Google, could definitely affect the site, especially since 85 to 90% of the traffic is organic. So there's that. And then also, the concern or worry that you might remove the links. But you said, look, those other travel sites, while they're legit, they're not, earning much. You'd be happy to include them in the sale of the site to the new buyer. That's something you're not worried about either. The other thing I'll mention too is that, this is based on the last 3 months' earnings. and the last 3 months earnings are summer months. So we're kind of in that high season. I will point out too, though, that this site is listed at a much lower multiple of 16x. So that's going to make it, a much more reasonable price, and I think help account for the fact that it is, in a higher season for this seasonal business. So I think that will help for new buyers. Tell me a little bit about the work required for the site. So can you describe kind of the amount of work you do per week? What type of work do you do on this?
Yeah, as you would know about that, for beginning and planning and researching and creating websites takes a lot of time and work. That is already done. Site is established, rankings are done, most of the important keywords are ranking already. At the moment, it was a hard work from the beginning, but at the moment, from May to now, it requires very little work because I need to get some links, regular links to the website. That is, would take some time to write some blog posts to the other blogs, and adding new content on the website and sharing in the social media pages.
So that's pretty minimal work. So we're talking, right now for maintenance, it'd be adding one piece of content per week, which is already written by a writer, and you're going to share that information with the new buyer. So they're going to get access to that. It's also, updating the social media stuff for the site, on a, somewhat regular basis. So that's, the work there is really minimal. The expenses are really minimal. So that's not a big issue. I see this being a pretty good pickup for someone that already is in the travel space. Maybe they're not even in the UK, but they're in the travel space a bit, know the business, and would like to get a site in the space. If they're in the UK, even better. I think they can use this site and potentially the sites they get along with it that have links to the site and use that as part of a portfolio. When they already know some of the keywords they might want to target, I think that the site actually has what looks like a brandable name. So you could actually turn this into kind of an online travel resource. That's kind of interesting. What skills do you think are required for someone that's looking to purchase this site? Like, what skills would you say that they need to have to run and take over the site?
This doesn't require any travel-related experience, but it would be good. But most skills that I could say, online marketer, any internet business person would run this website, as well as SEO background person would be much more comfortable. But everything can outsource. I said content can be outsourced by my writers, and SEO work that could be outsourced as well. Then I can give the blueprint for that. Someone could hire me for $300. I said everything inclusive, or any other SEO professional freelancer. It's about similar cost, like $100 or $200 a month. Would be then passive income for the person who is running the website.
Yeah, Andre, let me unpack that a little bit. You mentioned in the listing that for $300 a month, you'd basically be willing to stay on and maintain the site. That means adding the content, ordering the content, doing the keyword research and putting it together. So it's basically becomes, a residual stream for you, but it's like no hassle for the new buyer, which makes it, I think, really passive for them. I think that's a pretty interesting offer, and it's something that they'll have to take into account in terms of multiple and what, if that makes sense to them or not. But I think that's an interesting offer. And for $300 a month, I think it's good value too. And then if they want to go above and beyond and do additional things to the site, that's something they can do, or even talk to you, see what they can do to work that out.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, because I do SEO consultancy for travel businesses in UK on an off basis. I do work for travel companies and some short-term projects for them. So I'm very much in the industry. So it's much more effective that I can run the site on behalf of owner. This is $300 a month is a offer that I keep sites on the same level, lose any income and the rankings. But of course, if buyer wants to increase, go ahead for the higher traffic and earnings. We could talk about that. Say if they want to spend more money on it and rank the website higher for new keywords, negotiable, like different amount of money to put in, and get some returns on that. That's also be an option.
So for $300 a month, I might consider, a monthly call with you, a strategy call, and then also making sure that, the current content and the keyword research and all that is still being implemented. I will remind buyers, though, that, for your $300 a month, there are no guarantees. So as much as Andre may want to keep or maintain or grow rankings, they can drop. They can have the same issue. So it's not an insurance package or some kind of guarantee that you're not going to have issues with the site. And Andre cannot guarantee that, obviously.
Of course, no SEO can guarantee that.
Yeah.
What Google gonna do next time, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately, because if you could and it actually stuck, you'd make a hell of a lot of money. Let's talk about some additional information for the site. A buyer may want to, know that you're not going to compete with them in the space. Would you be willing to sign a non-compete on particular keywords that the site's currently ranked for?
Definitely. Those keywords just exclusive for the website. Then I would reveal to the buyer. And those keywords I wouldn't go ahead for any other projects. There is plenty of them, plenty of the ideas that I've got, hundreds of different. So I don't need to use them and compete with this one.
Awesome.
That will be absolutely clear for the buyer that there is no competition from me. And the other competitors they are not very keen on go on this one. And big travel businesses, they don't much care about those keywords anyway. They are much more for the other very commercial keywords. So
we've already talked about the support that you're willing to offer the buyers, the $300 a month recurring. I think that's an interesting offer. Can you tell me, a lot of times, obviously, you'd rather have 100% of the purchase price up front. That would be ideal, right? But are you open to a split or an earn-out? Let's say that someone came along and said, look, I'll pay you 70% up front and I'll pay you 30%, at the end of 60 days once I've taken over the site and you've trained me properly. Or I'll pay you 60% up front and I'll pay you 40% over the next 6 months based on the success of the site. Is that something you'd be open to if you weren't able to get a full price offer?
Yeah, that's what I said, like 70% and the next 3 months, rest of it. And I could still help manage the website on the agreement. Yeah, that's also be acceptable. This is the thing that you could manage, isn't it? Transaction of the website because of the... Yeah.
That's right, Andre. So yes, you're open to an earnout. Your biggest thing though is do you want a quick sale because you need to pay off some bills and then you want to get the cash ready to start on some other projects. So you want the deal to at least get done and close quickly and at least get started on, that upfront payment and earnout or the full upfront payment if you can get that as well, obviously.
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's do a quick wrap up. As we mentioned before, it's in the travel holiday niche. It is focused on the UK. The site was built in May 2014. He actually started working on it back in early 2014, around January. The monthly revenue on this is $3,326 a month. That's a 3-month average. Expenses are about $50, and that includes the content and, the content writer writing the content and him putting it up. He's willing to stay on board with a monthly strategy call and include all that content for you and keyword research and everything done for a total of $300 a month paid to him. Right now, the net profit is $3,276 a month, and the page views are about 17 to 18,000 page views a month, and it's built on WordPress, and the monetization is Adsense. Andre, if you could give me your best pitch in the next 30 seconds on why someone might want to buy this site, what would you tell them?
Yeah, this is one of the successful AdSense website, and it's much higher than usual click-through rates because of focusing on keywords that is commercially valuable, and it's got huge potential that if someone would put some effort and put some time or money on that, then it could go like double, triple its income. So I've got very good keyword research background and target for this niche that some people wouldn't be aware of, especially international buyers. So they can get this knowledge as well. That's the great thing. And in August, it's earned higher than last month. This month almost comes to $1,700 first 11 days, and it's going up August. And then, yeah, that's the thing that I can think of this website. Those 2 websites actually. It's brandable names, and people keep coming up, searching them, and very popular on social media. And those are the things that I can mention.
All right, for anyone listening to this and they're checking it out on the empireflippers.com site or the listing page and you want more information about this listing, you want to see all of the details, including earnings reports and traffic reports and all the keywords that he's currently targeting, you can look on the right-hand side at the top of the screen, and there's a deposit button. That's a 100% refundable deposit. Once you pay that, you'll be given all the information on the site so you can do your due diligence and make a buying decision. If you're elsewhere on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever else, and you want more information about this listing, there should be a link in the notes. You can click on that and go over to the Empire Flippers listing to check this site out. Andre, thanks so much for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks very much. Thank you, Justin.